All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in to the WTCF podcast. It's Charlie here hanging out and just wanted to go ahead and cover this week's intention. And maybe this is something that helps you. It is hard to beat someone who doesn't give up. So the idea around it kind of stems from a Babe Ruth quote, basically kind of saying the same thing. I kind of like the idea that, sometimes in life we're going to face things, again, that are going to be really difficult. And I think it's really important for us to face difficult things on a semi-continuous basis as an opportunity to learn and to grow as people. And what I found really interesting about the process of trying to get into that is that by kind of staying resilient and continuing to push forward, that we become like harder and harder to beat. So it's going to happen during life that we're going to fail and probably fail miserably at a few things. And we can look at it and say, well, I'll never be great. So I think there was an episode of Bluey that I was watching after I had put together the article, and it kind of spoke directly to this one. And it shows the father as a kid, and he was drawing, and somebody else made fun of his drawing, and it wasn't that good, and he was really disheartened and kind of just gave up on it. While the mother, on the other hand, was drawing, and the mother kind of said something, or the grandmother in the scenario had said something good around the like, hey, keep trying. You're new to this. So you become really hard to beat if you don't give up. And then you see them as adults and they're having an episode where they're kind of just drawing. And the episode itself is their interpretation of these cartoons that they're drawing together as a family. And the father is not very good. And the mother is pretty good at drawing, creating like horses and whatnot. She liked drawing horses and he liked drawing cars. And again, the cars were very rudimentary, very simplistic, shaky, not great. But in the same token, if he would have continued forward on working on those things, he would have got better. So when I start to think of it in terms of things for myself, just this last week within Lift Heavier. So yesterday. So yeah, last Wednesday. Sorry, these come out on Wednesday. I should always phrase it as it's Wednesday. So earlier, there was some people who were lifting, and Jen hit her new PR, getting to a 70-pound bench press. It was awesome, but everybody else was kind of failing out. I was kind of bothered by it myself, thinking that maybe I'm not doing something right as a teacher to help them forward. But they were still all really enthused about, the strength that they're able to have, the form that started to change over, and things that started to work for them a little bit better. So I think it's really important to recognize that, to kind of put a little grit into ourselves, to recognize that it's going to be an interesting struggle as we go through life. And if we give up, we're not going to learn anything more from it. I can think of this as many times as I'm out running. Probably the first mile and the last mile are the worst things ever. So I'm only running 2 miles, so like the whole thing kind of sucks. But I know that it's something that's good for me. So sometimes framing it is such a thing instead of saying, well, hey, I know this is really hard and really difficult, but like, what am I learning? What is the good that is coming out of the work that I'm doing? And maybe that's just something that helps you along. So on that note, good luck.